Good evening, my name is Sarah Ortiz, and today I'm going to be giving my second presentation on the article Tesla, Internationalization from Singapore to China. So before I get into the presentation, I just want to give you a brief rundown of the company Tesla itself and what it actually is and what it stands for, and also the entrepreneur Elon Musk, who joined the company and kind of set the new standards for manufacturing electric vehicles and marketing them out. So with that being said, Tesla is an automaker brand that originated from Palo Alto, California in 2003 when it introduced its concept of electric cars. Given that electric cars were previously introduced to the market, Tesla kind of came in and rebranded this whole electric vehicle as their own kind of redefinition of the car. So they set out to set a new bar of how the car was going to be marketed. So in 2004, serial entrepreneur Elon Musk joined the company and has set the company's mission statement as to accelerate the advent of sustainable transport by bringing mass market electric cars to the market as soon as possible. Meaning that his vision for electric vehicles are that electric vehicles are the future of today. Meaning that he's very passionate about this car, and the car of the future he wants to be produced today and marketed as soon as possible. So with the development of lithium-ion rechargeable battery in partnership with Panasonic, Musk was able to extend and increase the distance per battery charge in order to move forward with the electric vehicles. And in the 8 to 9 years that Tesla was in business, by 2012 it had established its presence in the United States, Europe, while opening new stores in galleries in Japan and Australia. So now that Tesla had become more of an established company, in 2010, Tesla decided to branch out into Singapore. So I want to give a little bit of background information on the Singaporean market. And in the 2000s, Singapore was one of the wealthiest economies in the world. By 2009-2010, its gross domestic product per capita was 4th and 5th in the world. So that was kind of given the product mass of an open field. Everyone was welcome to come in and join. So Singapore, not only was Singapore technologically advanced and offered local expertise in electronics, power and precision engineering, these factors combined with its compact environment, robust power grid, and information and communication infrastructure made Singapore the ideal location for Tesla to venture out and introduce the electric vehicle market testing. So in May 2009, the Singaporean government announced its decision to establish a 2-year BED program for electric vehicles. This was known as a TIDES, Transport Technology Innovation and Development Scheme. The program prompted the government to look for commercial partnerships with foreign companies, and there were 2 different types of investments within the program. First, the companies needed to be able to provide the electric vehicle, and second, the company had to develop a charging station infrastructure within the city of Singapore. So not only had Singapore already offered 40% discounts for electric vehicles on additional registration fee, but TIDES was a great opportunity for the electric car manufacturers to build a presence in Singapore. Meaning that once you were selected to participate in this program, that was your automatic in into the market, and it was a basic success for you as a company. So the government had already decided to decided to partner up with Nissan, but they were still accepting applications. So with that being said, Tesla had continued to pursue the Singapore market even though they hadn't been selected yet, but they were continuing to apply for the program when kind of a game changer was brought to their attention. And that was when Mitsubishi produced its IMI electric vehicle, which was priced at $85,000 to $90,000, which is almost over a $400,000 decrease from Tesla's Roadster, which is priced at $500,000. So that was actually the first issue Tesla faced in the Singaporean market. So the second issue Tesla faced was that it didn't receive the aforementioned tax breaks, and it wasn't selected to participate in the TIDES program. And ironically, actually Mitsubishi was one of the companies that was selected, so that gave Tesla a setback. And lastly, Tesla didn't meet their production to revenue needs in in the Singaporean market either. So they forecasted selling a certain number of cars, and they couldn't meet that forecast or that production mass. So given the setbacks, Tesla decided to pull out of the Singaporean market, and by 2012, Tesla not only failed in that market, but was also failing to meet world demands. By the end of 2012, the demands for the Model S reservations were at 15,000, and only 2,650 units of the Model S were delivered in 2012. But none of them were delivered to North America, Europe, or Asia. So that kind of gave them another setback, and Tesla didn't provide any of the vehicles in countries where they operated in 2012. And Tesla actually explained that the delays were due to difficulties in training new employees and new equipment, and in part to delays from suppliers. So Tesla did try to kind of save themselves. But with the issues Tesla was facing, they decided to then look into the Chinese market, given that China had been suffering from great environmental issues and was looking for electric vehicles as a solution to the pollution issues. So now is where I'm going to go ahead and look at the Porter's Diamond model. This is going to give you an explanation as to why I personally would not advise Tesla to go into the Chinese market. The Porter Demand model is the national playing field for companies to establish advanced factors in their industry/product. And given the poor conditions Tesla has been left in after exiting the Singaporean market, I wouldn't advise them to go ahead and enter the Chinese market. So we're going to begin with the factor conditions and as to why Tesla wanted to enter the Chinese market. So the Chinese government was wanting to reduce their growing pollution issues, but on a downside, China is overpopulated and with small living spaces, so that actually equals to smaller charging spaces for Tesla to bring in their electric vehicle. Also, the demand conditions, we're going to go ahead and go over to the demand conditions. Electric vehicles will help change China's environment. So electric vehicles will be trending in the future to come. And now we're going to go into related and supported industries. And actually China had said that they would possibly be giving tax credits to those who purchased the vehicle, and future subsidies to be issued to the electric vehicle manufacturers. However, nothing was confirmed or set in stone. So that was a disadvantage to the related, so I was not in support of it. And lastly, firm strategy, structure, and rivalry. So the firm structure, strategy, and rivalry, you're going to be having high rivalry due to China's well-known manufacturers being preferred by consumers already, which were Mercedes, Hyundai, Toyota, and additional Chinese companies. So with that being said, and after breaking down the Porter's Diamond model, in conclusion, given these factors, Tesla should not move forward with internationalization to China. It's more of a gamble than it is a win to go in there and fail at it again. But I know Musk's drive and ability to overcome odds might be in his favor and just what Tesla needs to reestablish itself. But personally, after the evidence of the past failures, I would go back to the drawing board and reevaluate Tesla as a whole and see where they want to go ahead and bring electric vehicles into the future in our current market and status.